Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we are returning to Command Modern Operations today with the Black Tiger 3 scenario. So this is the third out of 5 scenarios where we're playing as the US against Iran. So in the past 2 days several incidents have increased the tensions to the boiling point. Iranian fighters have harassed US maritime patrol aircraft and flown aggressively in the airspace surrounding the two naval groups. The two naval groups are of course one carrier group and one marine group. The marine group is currently returning from its deployment in Iraq via the Strait of Hormuz via the Persian Gulf. So this is passing very close to Iranian waters and they've been buzzing us. Even worse, several missile-armed gunboats fought a surface action against the 5th Fleet on the night of February 6, so that was the last episode. Although Iran claims that the boats were manned by Al-Qaeda insurgents and they had nothing to do with the incidents, intelligence sources believe that the craft involved were actually Iranian naval units flying under false colours, and diplomatic fallout hasn't stopped yet. So let's load this up. Let's go through this briefing very briefly only over here. So yeah, indeed last episode you did see we were fighting these gunboats. Nothing further happened, but we did see a lot of Iranian aircraft just buzzing around across us. We do know that the Iranians have new Russian equipment, the A-50, so that does give them pretty good radar coverage over us. And we are suspecting that they do have some Russian advisors because they just cannot train that fast. Nevertheless, most importantly, we are not in a shooting war yet. Our rules of engagements are not to fire at anyone unless we are very sure that they are an enemy indeed. And we don't know what's going on, but the tensions are very high. And I do not know about this scenario, but it's 2 hours 30, so this is longer than the last episode. And of course, I've just looked at this briefly before loading this up. And we do have these two groups, so basically our Marines now are over here. They did start out over here in the first run, or in the first scenario. Last scenario we did have them over here, and they're now very close to Bandar Abbas. So just over here is Dubai, somewhere. Doesn't load it anyway. Somewhere, oh, over there is Dubai, there's Bandar Abbas. This is probably one of the biggest Iranian naval bases, which as you can see is because the Strait of Hormuz is just so tiny over here. And our group of Marines is trying to pass by these waters, and I'm very, very nervous about what is going to happen here, because we know that they have some stuff over here, including HQ-2Bs. Is that anti-air or anti-ship? That seems to be... Come on, tell me what this is. This is an anti-air weapon. Yeah, but I very, very much suspect that they might also have some anti-shipping weapons stationed around over here. We do see a lot of Iranian aircraft over here, mostly MiG-29s. And MiG-29s are not a bad aircraft, don't get that wrong. So we'll have to see whether they are able to engage us that way. Right, so that's our Marines. Also, we do have the carrier group, which does include the USS Carl Vinson, a Nimitz-class carrier, as you can see over here. So this is one of the pride of the US Navy, so let's see what good it can do. We also can see that there's a lot of neutral shipping, and as one of you guys pointed out, there is indeed a lot of neutral shipping in the Persian Gulf. And you know what, you guys are coming a little bit close to Iran. Let's have you patrol a little bit more here towards waters that I consider a little bit safer. Just a tiny bit, every little bit is going to help here. We do have also a couple of aircrafts over here, so we've got a couple of Tomcats, I guess. Let's group you up. Can I actually group you up? Come on. A couple of Strike Eagles over there. Group operations. Can I not group you? You are apparently grouped. Oh yeah, okay, sorry. Just hit the group button there. So right, so we've got this group over here. We've got a Hawkeye over here. Let's just briefly make sure. Oh, your radar is not operational. So let's actually make sure that you are. Let's bring you over Dubai over here. I guess we have overflight rights over there. And then let's actually get to max altitude as well. That would be lovely. So you're buzzing around over there. We've got a group of Hornets over here. These guys are not ours. We've got another group of Hornets over here, which I think is fine. So basically 3 groups of 2 Hornets each and another one over here. Let's bring this one over here just to make sure that it's a little bit closer. Let's briefly assess our situation here on the Marine Strike Group. So we've got a couple of UAs which are currently only in reserve, a couple of Ospreys the same. We've got a good number of AH-1s, so that's alright. Is that the Cobra? I don't know. Then we've got a couple of Harriers, and this time they are armed with the AIM-120, so they are in an anti-aircraft loadout, which I very much appreciate. We've got a Seahawk and basically these 60 variants. You know what? Let's actually launch this guy here on the maritime surveillance, because I would like to get a little bit of an eye of what's going on over here, specifically with some of these ships that I think could be useful. We don't have any anti-submarine warfare loadout, do we? No, nothing like that. So that's a little bit... I would not, if I was designing this, I wouldn't go through this part of the strait without any anti-submarine warfare loadout at all. So yeah. Over here on the Nimitz we do have a couple of Super Hornets in various different loadouts, harpoons, harm missiles, so anti-shipping missiles, anti-Mavericks. Well, you do also have the AMRAAMs, so that's nice, so you have a bit more versatile. More harpoons, more Mavericks. Why have you got so many Mavericks? These are not very... This is just basically an anti-tank weapon, isn't it? Well, it can of course be used against various different things. Ooh, we do have a couple of Growlers, so that is very interesting. The electronic warfare versions, and these are offensive OECMs. And you know what? I'm going to launch one of these immediately, and going to bring it over here, and that I think might be very useful, just to make sure that no one is buzzing us around over there. We've got a good number of anti-air loadouts over here. That's nice to see. We've got another Hawkeye over here, which I guess we could launch immediately, and we've got a couple of just various different things over here, including some anti-submarine warfare loadouts. And that is nice because, you know what, I'm actually going to go ahead and do this another time here, because I'm just too nervous about Iranian anti-warfare as anti-submarine warfare capabilities. So let's set this up a little bit like that. This time I'm not going to go and... Yeah, I think this should be fine. So this is a nice area. Let's add a new mission over here. And that mission is just going to be the anti-submarine warfare mission, which is of course a patrol mission and an anti-submarine warfare patrol. There we go, fine, that's good. Flight single aircraft is okay, 1/3 rule. We can ignore that for now, so we can basically send everyone out as we go ahead over here. Yeah, because we do have a lot of these guys. So yeah, you do belong to the anti-submarine warfare loadout, yes, and thank you. And you know what, you guys here as well. There we go, fine, lovely, like it. Good. Oh, we actually should add this here into... Well, you know what, this is fine. This is fine, it's going to be alright. Let's do it a little bit like this, so that we keep sort of in this area that we're going to check. Yeah, I think this is fantastic. Good. Right, and do we want to bring more aircraft into the air right away? I think so. I'm slightly nervous about what's going to happen over here, and I don't want to be jumped at like that. Well, you do belong to a mission. Well, that's nice to see that we have a lot of these missions designed already. Nevertheless, let's add at least one group that we're going to control individually, and with that we are going to launch over here and start the scenario. So let's see what the Iranians have. Again, these MiG-29s. There are a couple of Tomcats over here, which we've talked about last time already, and there is the A-50U. So basically the airborne early warning radar, basically the Russian version of the Hawkeye or something similar. Yeah, based on in-illusion transport. And it's a decent enough craft. I mean, it does give them information about what we're doing here. So yeah, that is very interesting for them, certainly. Right, so let's get the message log up over here and see what's going to happen. New surface contacts. A couple of skunks over here. Well, we do want to be mindful of these guys, of course. Do we have more helicopters that we could just launch like that? Don't think so. Not necessarily. No, you are going to be... let's launch you, by the way. We've got these guys with the Hellfires and with the 25mm guns. let's launch you as well, and let's try to get you over here to check these guys out because I want to know what they are. And yeah, things like that. Ooh! So yeah, let's get Cutter 1. I don't think this is so close to Dubai. This cannot potentially be an Iranian craft, but this over here might just as well be. So let's try to get over there and check whether that is something that we want to be aware of. There is some, you do have some radar, so that's nice. Anti-submarine warfare loadout. No, you don't think you are, honestly. I think you're just a... No, you are not. Okay, fine, yeah. So we're going to get over here, we're going to check out what they are, and we've got a mine layer over here. Well, that's a bit awkward because I don't know enough about mine laying missions in this scenario. So let's try to do that as we go ahead over here. So let's deselect all reference points. Let's define an area. It's going to be this area, which should be potentially like such. So basically along the way that we are planning to go ahead on. So a little bit like this maybe. Sort of this long corridor. Let's add a new mission and let's find out whether we can identify that. So anti-mining mission. And let's see what we've got over here. So mine clearing, yeah, I think that might make sense. Type doesn't need to be anything like that. So that's alright. We're going to get rid of the 1/3 rule over here. Single aircraft, that does sound reasonable. And I'm going to extend that a little bit more like so. Just on a very narrow path over here. Yeah, but we do want to try to get most of our pathway here into this line. Let's try to do it like this. Looks reasonable to me. Okay, fine. And of course we do need to assign a couple of aircraft to that because I don't think we have that many aircraft that are actually capable of doing this. Right, let's try to grab a couple of these guys. You anti-submarine warfare and you are unassigned. Why? You're not really anti-submarine warfare. You are the Hellfire variant over here. So I want to get you over there and try to check that out. So that should be okay. We've got the Merlin over here. A transport. What on earth are you doing? No, you're the anti-submarine warfare. You are anti-submarine warfare. So that's okay. You are... on that as well, you're okay. And then we've got this flight of Super Hornets over here, and you know what, they are going to come over here sort of in the middle, whereas you guys are coming up there. Why exactly I'm not flying there, I do not know. Right, so that should be okay. You guys all going where you need to be. Merlin's coming up there. Right, so let's have another look at these aircraft over here because I do think we did see a couple of... yeah. Helicopter type mechanical cable cutter mine sweeping equipment. Okay, you are going to be on the anti-mining mission. You're going to take off now and that should be perfectly fine. Right. And let's also have another look at these guys here. So you are... Salvo? Transport? This is a weird loadout. Slayer 1. You've got the torpedo, so that's okay. You've got different stuff as well. You know what? I'm not going to assign you to that anti-mining mission as well. So you're going to get over there and hopefully be able to deal with that. That should hopefully be okay. Right, you guys are not really going there, although I ordered you. So let's actually unassign you, and that should bring you over there relatively easily. This is making me super nervous that there's a mine layer over here. Do we have anything over here that we could use as anti-mining equipment? Certainly not the Hellfires. Certainly not the Harriers. No, pretty much nothing. Well, well, well. You know what? In that regard, let's turn on the sensor. Let's turn on our sonar equipment and see whether that is going to help at all. Right. I think we can accelerate time here a little bit. See whether something is going to happen. course, we do see a lot of aircraft on their side moving up and about. It's not a big surprise. Let's briefly check whether I haven't forgotten anyone down here. You're on plotted course. Merlin 2. You are on the anti-mining loadout, perfectly fine and reasonable. Yes, and thank you. And you, my friend, are going to come up over here and check these guys out. Yep, fine. That does make sense to me. Let's make sure to add sort of a patrol over here, over the area that we anticipate to go through. SU-33 flankers in addition to these MiGs. That's really... Oh, we've got a notification over here. Confidential, immediate, subject tasking. Alpha Sierra directs that all surface contacts outside Iranian airspace be positively identified. Well, all of them? All of them, including these down here? Certainly hope not. Anyway, we are doing something like that already, so that's okay. These MiGs are going very fast. I don't really like that. The point that they are going military speed, I always consider that as a nearly hostile scenario. More flankers over there. What have we got over here? The Tomcats. These guys here are extremely fast, 23 knots. 3 knots, I don't think that is a military vessel. Okay, you know what? We do have a ship down there. Let's try to identify that if we can at all, even though this is pretty much looking down it directly. Yeah. All of the green ones I think are just commercial stuff. You're a little bit weird, but you could be a fishing vehicle. Yeah. Let's see whether that is gonna work out. Right. Lots of aircraft very close to our ships. I don't really like that, but what can we do? These Tomcats are, I think, intercepting these guys. Let's bring it up over this island for no particular reason, other than to check, yes, they are indeed adjusting their course. That's always something that I dislike a lot. You're clearly intercepting us. You're clearly testing us out. Okay, let's get you here to minimum altitude, because I want to check out who this ship here is. And then on this mark here, come on. Yeah, you're not diving fast enough. Do we have cloud cover? Yeah, at about 5,000 feet. So yeah, we can't really tell what they are. Let's try to identify them nevertheless. You are coming down here. Well, we probably want to keep you a little bit away from these guys. Yeah, okay, now we've identified this as a fishing boat, so let's get over here. Back to max altitude, please. That should be okay, and I want to be deeply in the airspace over here, while these Tomcats are buzzing around. Likewise this one. We have identified that ship, haven't found anything else over there. We do see another ship over here. This one seems to be slightly larger there. A patrol frigate. Yeah, you do seem to be a little bit more meaningful. Yeah, you do have very long range anti-shipping weapons. 2x2. And what's this? Yeah, this is a little bit more meaningful than the stuff that we did see last time, so I do think we have reason to be slightly more concerned this time around. Do we see any shipping over here? No, this is just the airport. MiG-29s are withdrawing, interestingly enough, while the Su-33s and the Tomcats are still about. Who are you? Oh, you're the electronic warfare dude. Yeah, I do want to send you over here. Please. This here I dislike. Especially this guy over here, this patrol frigate. Nearly 100 meters long. Lots of 44 millimeter guns. Your range isn't great though. Basically only the rim here. Are you based on... Where do you have rims? Interesting. If we were to fight these guys, what would we be using against that? Probably the harpoons that we've got on this stuff over here. A couple of mobile installations over here. Might as well be anti-shipping missiles. MiG-29s are still running around in their airspace. But so far, no active shooting yet. And you know what? I am going to play this episode until there is some shooting. I hope it's not going to be too long. You guys know that, of course, already. I do not. But nevertheless, I think that's worthwhile. Right, so we've got all of these guys over here. Well, you're doing fine, though. We are sending these helicopters over here to check against mines. We have a couple of sonar boys down here, so that's okay. AC-33s. You've identified this as a container vessel, that's alright. So basically I only need to check down these guys down here. So yeah, let's do that. That should be all of the ships that are outside of their territorial waters except for that one. It's very far away. You know what? Let's get you over here. They have tasked us with that, so let's actually do that. And that does mean we need to launch one of these other Seahawks. There we go. You launch. Congratulations. You're going to fly down there and check all of these guys here from Abu Dhabi or whatever they are. Right, that ship is a little bit unclear. You guys are now entering this zone, which is perfectly fine, but that does mean since your helicopters are not here yet, they're not going to be that useful for you over here, so let's bring you up a little bit more like that. Should be alright. And there we go with you. I think we can potentially put it like this. Let's get you here a little bit more centered, that should be fine. Right. Victor Papa, you are a patrol aircraft. Good, good. We do have another an airbase down here, and we do have something over here. Can we control these aircrafts? Harpoons, Orions. Yeah, these are under our control actually. So that's lovely to see. They could be coming into over here within an hour, I guess, so they might be somewhat useful. You know what? All of these Tomcats just over my carrier do make me slightly nervous. And there's another flank over there. This is a little bit too much. Also note how these... I do like the scenario design over here. These guys are hiding in between the civilian traffic over here. So that's an interesting note down there. Cutter 1. Anti-submarine warfare loadout. You are not really though. I mean, what have you got in terms of weaponry? Nothing. I think you're just maritime control. So that's nevertheless assign you to a mission, the anti-mining mission, and hope that you're going to do something in that regard. Yeah, so let's get you over there. What are you? More MiG-29s. They're now coming down. It's you know what? I do like it. It's tens. We don't know what exactly these guys are doing, other than annoying the hell out of my aircraft. I mean, these C-14s here are not really much of a threat, I think. This guy here is the F-76. You do have a range of about 20 miles or 17. Let's call that 18 miles for your anti-air loadout. How about our aircrafts, our attack helicopters? What's your range? I think it's well below that. Let's have a look. Aircraft. Here we go. No, these are just... We don't really have anything in that regard. Mavericks, what's your range? 8 miles. So, yeah, I think we'd have to use the harpoon against this gentleman. And the harpoon, of course, does have a very much higher range than that. Does it tell me anywhere? Yeah, 75 miles. So how many harpoons can you fight off then? You're rated for 4 harpoons in terms of your defenses with the 40mm stuff and all of that, yeah. Well, I don't know though. Okay, you're trying to find out what that is over there. I think you can fly here directly. There we go. Someone should come down here. Oh, did I just launch you but not really ask it to do anything? Yes, I did. My bad. So you're going to come down here and you're going to try that out. Fine though. Got BA's 1. That's okay. We've got the Super Hornets over here. Where is the the electronic warfare dude though? Oh yeah, that's you. Nice. We do have a couple of AIM 120s. Let's park you a little bit behind these guys. You're unassigned. Let's park you at the tip over there, and you are over there. That I think should be fine. And I would actually like you to do on your sensors at least use the jamming equipment, not the radar, just the jamming equipment. Because if they are annoying us, we might as well be annoying them. There we go. Got Cutter 1 over here. We've got all of these helicopters coming in. I suspect they will not have a lot of endurance once they are there. Flash, secret. So, subject, sitrep and tasking order. A unit in ESG 1 has struck a mine in the Strait of Hormuz. This is fairly evident based on plot data that the mines was laid by Iranian Asia shortly before the Tamil group began its transit. The location of the mine was in international waters, putting the Iranians in violation of international law and, in fact, committing an act of war. Our response will be confined to the area west of the strait, well away from the Tower Group. This is Operation Persian Fury. Pre-selected Iranian surface units between us and the straits have been designated hostile. Take those tracks immediately, but at all times avoid violating Iranian airspace or attacking any vessels inside the 12-mile limit. Any hostile Iranian response to our actions may be dealt with in kind, but we will limit escalation to those units taking hostile actions against us. In the event this expands into broader conflict, taking further tasking will be promulgated. Assuming our restarters, warning red, weapons tight until further notice, be careful of non-combatant traffic in the area, mind your attack axes, and do not let them get caught in the crossfire. Right, okay, let's go back to a little bit of a different loadout over here. So what are we going to do? So we have now been tasked with attacking a couple of units, I would guess. We're not going to attack anything over here, but we may attack these guys. And that is indeed what we're going to do then. So, as I said, the Jamaran over here has a very decent defensive loadout. So what we're going to do is we are going to launch some guys here with harpoons. You guys have 4 harpoons each. So let's make sure that we are launching a little bit more than that. I think you guys here might be launched as a group. So a couple of Hornets, FA-18Cs. You do have 2 harpoons each, so that makes 6 Hornets, which I think is fine. We also have... What are you? Dual-purpose bomblets. There are also further ones over there. You guys are ready. What else have we got? We've got further harpoons, Mavericks, simple harms. You know what? I think we're going to launch Ripper 9 over here as well with the harm missile. That should be interesting enough. I'm going to launch another of the Growlers. And because there's so much stuff happening, I'm going to go and launch one more Tomcat over here. And that should be doing the trick, I hope. At least against the first ship over here. The second ship, I think is much more vulnerable. So these guys over here specifically have some anti-air loadouts, but not that much really. I mean, your basic defensive pattern of these guys is very, very limited. So these guys we can attack with a much... Well, I guess honestly with the Mavericks. Mavericks should be fine on that one. Do we have Hornets with the Maverick? Yeah, we do. You're also carrying Sidewinders, which I appreciate because this might get into a knife fight very quickly with all of these guys buzzing around over there. So that's okay. And let's also assess the damage over here. And make sure that we are diverging a little bit from our original path. Yeah, there we go. Let's make sure that we are a little bit closer to our waters and demining this area. Can push this up a little bit. Right. So, you've got 6 units. Do we see any damage on any of you? Let's switch to unit view. You are systems fine, I think, so that's okay. Any other aircraft that we should be launching from over here? Don't think so. Curiously enough that we haven't Iran Algier, that we haven't attacked that or received orders to attack that one. We have received orders to attack these guys over here, but so far we are not doing that. Look at just how much these guys are using their search raiders and stuff now. You know what? Let's bring you over here. And frankly, down there, these guys... I'm pretty sure that we can ignore them. Let's get over here. Because I think these guys here might pose a threat, at least. To him we can react quickly enough if the need arises. Right, so let's accelerate here slightly more. I'm still mindful about what all of these aircrafts are doing. We are not considering them hostile yet, but we do have some groups over here to deal with them should that need arise. Although, do we have enough? So we basically have one group over here, another group over there. It's only 2 groups. Well, right, so Ripper 9, come over there. This group, the harpoons, you're going to come over there. Ripper 9, harpoons, some further guys should be launching. You are in fact our... Oh, you're with the harms, yeah, that's okay. So you're going to launch sort of at the same time, I guess. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Lots and lots of aircraft over here. Jesus. You're jamming over here, that's okay. Got a further one over here. You guys, you are the Mavericks. You can come up over there. You can be slightly slower than the other guys because I want you to follow up with your attack on these guys. Only once we've destroyed the other ones. Tomcat is 10. You are the... You are the guy who's doing what? Oh, you're just presenting air cover. Okay, that's alright. Just look at the range of these guys though. Perfect. And Rook 1, you are electronic warfare. So that's perfectly lovely as well. Let's bring you over there. Maybe not quite as far though. You're carrying the harms. You are carrying the harpoons. Tomcatter, Growler, Rook. Yeah, let's turn on your sensors. And let's do some offensive stuff over here. Basically jamming. I want to keep you out of the range of these guys. So basically just over here, I'm guessing. That should be okay. And let's ask you guys to go a little bit faster than everyone else. Going in there, that's fine. You can go here as well. We've got this flight coming in Should be in a parking position for now. That should be okay. You guys all going away now. I very much appreciate that. Over here, nothing too hostile happening right now. So in fact, what we might want to do then is just immediately... Aircraft altitude too high. Okay, interesting. How high can it be? 35,000, and you're slightly higher than that. Okay, fine. Let's get you a little bit lower. There we go. And let's now have all of you guys. Can I select multiple? No, I cannot. Okay, fine. Let's have 6 missiles go for that, gentleman. And let's likewise get you here to release 1 of your radar-seeking missiles on each of these guys. And you know what? I think this is one of the times where we want to put on the 3D view, which of course is going to boot up. It's going to take bloody ages. And gonna start somewhere where I've no idea why. Okay, right, so as you can see, all of these guys are now returning over there. So these 3 aircraft over here, they've just launched their Harpoon missiles. The Harpoon missiles are diving down very quickly because they want to be sea skimming. They don't want to be seen on any radar installations, while at the same time these anti-radiation missiles are streaming in against these 2 ships here very, very fast. So that is interesting to see. Meanwhile, down there you can see our carrier task group and all of the aircrafts that are buzzing around over there. So that is somewhat interesting, don't you think? So yeah, okay, fine though. So you guys are all now returning home. That is okay in principle. I have no issue with that in general, but I would like to keep you around for a little while over here. There you go. Anti-radiation missiles are coming in just for these guys' radar installations, whereas these Harpoons probably are on a very low track here. They are coming in very low, trying to be sea skimming so that they're evading enemy radar. Yeah, and you can basically see they are coming in a couple of packs over there. Yeah, all of them at sort of the same altitude. Whereas these guys up over here, yeah, just coming in like that. Can I actually pause here for a second and look at the damage? What's happening over here? This is, I think, just the damage over there on this ship. Yeah. Okay, I think that's alright. Was hit by an underwater explosion. Weapon endgame. That's just over there. Yeah, okay, so nothing further so far. Just wanted to make sure that I'm not missing anything while we're dealing with the scenario over here. So, by the way, let's pause here for a second. You can see that one of their fire control radars is on right now. So that means they have launched some sort of missile against us. And we can actually see that over here. That they are launching missiles against the harm itself. Which is interesting. They're very likely to hit us with at least one of these missiles, but so far these 2 guys have missed. Still, they are launching more and more of them, so interesting. Also some gunfire there, and an explosion over here, and an explosion over there on the other ship. Was that enough? We do not know. Weapon hit. Yeah. All of them are missing us, and we can, look at all of the details. Final hit probability is very, very low. Because of the target speed, target signature modifier. Yeah, and that's nice. So we've potentially done some damage against these guys, but we don't know how much exactly. So that's okay though, because now they are a little bit less likely to be able to intercept our Harpoons here, as they are coming in against them. And you can see, by the way, all of the other aircrafts there in the back, just coming up behind the might of the American shipping over here. The simulation sometimes is not completely accurate, and you can see all of these neutral ships over here. The Harpoons, you know what, guided missiles did not only ever hit the ships that they were going for, actually. So yeah, you guys are still jamming, so that's alright. And you are coming up, you could be coming up a little bit further than that, I guess. And then we've got Rook 2 over here, the electronic warfare. No, you're the electronic warfare dude, okay. And you are... Oh yeah, you're just the anti-air support. How about you guys? Yeah, you can see the missiles down there. You guys are carrying the Mavericks, so you know what? I think we're going to send you in now right away over here. And you can actually go on cruise speed or even military speed, I figure. And you know what? You could also be coming in on a medium altitude, so let's dive down here a little bit. And you should see these guys now banking down. Oh, lovely, isn't that lovely? Good. Yeah, fantastic. Good stuff over there. And let's jump to the harpoons, and that I think is the last thing that we're going to put on this episode because it's way too long already. Note that all of these guys here are escaping Iranian waters as well, which is certainly interesting to see. No further enemy action though. Nothing so far at least. So that is good to see. I mean, this here is a little bit... you can see the final course correction, so that they have acquired their target now. And that is lovely. I don't think they are reprogrammable, so we're probably overkilling that. But you know what? Since this is the most dangerous enemy shipping that they have, I thought it was very prudent to do this like that. Right, so let's see how these guys are hopefully going to hit them. There we go. One hit. Couple of overshots. Let's pause here for a second. So, weapon has hit. I think we've sunk them, and I think the game is treating them as sunk. Can I retarget you towards anything else? Don't think so. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is take these guys here with the Mavericks, and of course target you. Let's get rid of this here. Maverick, target out of weapon range. Yes, we know about that. But do you have any other concern? Is it sort of a launch altitude thing? Don't think so. So let's actually allocate one missile on this. Let's actually allocate 2 missiles on you. Now we're going to allocate 1 to you. And 1 to you. So that should be fine. That being said, I think now is a very good place to put in a cut. So thank you very much for watching, guys. And I do hope to see you around for the second part of this little Let's Play here. Where we are... Oh, look at this. Look at this. They've launched a number of aircraft over here. I'm not going to click on them because I don't want to know what they are. But that is interesting to see. I think we're in for some fun times here, guys. Yeah, looking forward to see you guys around. Bye bye.